Hey, just a warning. While Fuller House is a family show, the Fullest House podcast is not. Listener discretion is advised. Welcome to the Fullest House podcast, now starring Kevin Hart. I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom.
And I'm Zach Horowitz.
Guys, it's a Ramona-centric episode.
I know, I feel like we haven't had one of these in a while.
Right?
I missed her. She's
our best girl.
She's great.
Our best girl.
Yeah. And we saw more of Robert Popko.
Our good friend Robert Popko.
Which is an achievement for this episode on its own.
Robert Quincy Popko.
Robert
The
Quincy
second appearance of Popko on the series. Thank you, IMDb, for keeping track of how many episodes random characters are in.
It's important.
And might I comment on his attire, which consisted of a tie-dye t-shirt over a black t-shirt, a leather jacket with a leather hood, black jeans, and a white fedora variant.
Yeah, I was going to say, you can't leave out the fedora.
And a necklace.
The necklace, yeah.
That's what we call costume design. You look at Popko and you know everything you need to know about him.
Before he even opens his mouth, you're immediately like, fuck this guy.
He is the ultimate douchebag, and it really shows. That is how much they care on this show.
You can see it. You just look at him and you can see it. Old Bobby Poppy.
Bobby Poppy?
I can't tell if you guys liked that or disliked it.
I mean, I prefer just calling him by his full name of Robert Popko, but...
To each his own.
Okay, I'm good with Robert Popko.
This is not the sacred J Money. We can have multiple epithets for a character.
That is true. It doesn't need to be one.
It's true.
I mean, like, J Money has to have one because he's J Money.
Yeah.
That's just who he is.
But Robert Popko contains multitudes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That's a fair point.
Tyler does point out he looks like what Jimmy Buffett thinks is today's youth.
Yeah.
That's a very valid point, honestly.
Popko is what's wrong with kids today. I don't think there's anything wrong with kids today, but if I had to identify something, it's Popko.
Yes, we're all old men here. This is the problem with kids today. Back in my day, we didn't wear any of them newfangled fedoras and tie-dye shirts and leather jackets. We just wore normal clothes like normal people.
We wore our button-down shirts and our khakis and cardigans.
We wore a suit and tie to school every day.
Like Max. Max is dressed like a normal person, of course.
Exactly. Yes. It was very sad, and we enjoyed it.
I have, before we get into the episode proper, I do have one more question on this topic.
Mm-hmm. Go for it.
Should Max have a hat?
Ooh. What kind? I mean, I feel like that depends entirely on the type of hat.
Yeah. Corollary question, what kind of hat?
Maybe a top hat.
Ooh, I think a top hat. I think Max could pull off a top hat.
You could pull
a jaunty top hat.
Yes.
Give him maybe a cravat.
Or like, what's one of those like baseball caps, or like not a baseball cap, it's a cap that you know, like it's you can kind of imagine like a 1930s newsy.
Yeah, I think I knew. I was about to say a Newsies cap.
Like, the newsy cap. Yeah.
Is that a flat cap? Yeah.
Because I was gonna say, I feel like top hat could work for Max, but I feel like it works even better for Fernando.
I want everything in the series to be exactly the same, except Fernando's wearing a top hat throughout.
Yeah, I feel like Fernando in a top hat would just be wonderful. So yeah, Max can get the newsy cap, but Fernando gets a top hat.
Fernando gets a top hat. But we should... Tyler says Kangol hats, of course. Tyler, you know everything.
Oh, Tyler, all-knowing being of editing.
Where would we be without you? Tyler, can you tell me my future? Are we avoiding the episode?
I mean, I feel like... I don't know. I feel like this is an episode that... I feel like there's not as much to talk about this episode.
Yeah. I think this is, as they say, an episode where you gotta find your fun.
Pretty much, yeah.
Well, let's find our fun then. So we open up with Ramona hanging out with Popko while Jackson is trying to woo Lola through her brother.
J Money.
Which is very sad.
And guys, kids be texting.
Kids be texting.
Yeah. You know, kids be texting. That's like the entire opening joke.
Yeah, they're all texting. Kimmy walks in, says, "Why are you kids texting? Kids be texting." And they're like, "We're texting each other, Mom."
And then a laugh track.
And then so J Money leaves the room, and then Popko starts laying on the pop.
I do think it should be noted.
Laying down the Popko.
Like you said, J Money leaves the room to FaceTime Lola's brother, hoping that he'll get to see Lola in the background somewhere.
Oh boy.
Yes. It's very pathetic.
He really has embraced like peak simp.
It's so funny because I remembered him becoming full sad boy later in the show. I thought it was later. But no, it's just season 2 starts. This is him now. This is the only thing he is.
I feel like season 2, like all the episodes in season 2 we thought were like season 3 episodes, something like that. Like season 2, I guess, was just like a fever dream where we just went right from season 1 to season 3. And there is no 2, but there is a 2, and it's all the stuff that we thought was season 3.
These episodes start coming and they don't stop coming.
I guess the show is just shorter than we remember.
These episodes start coming and they don't stop coming. React, Zach. I want you to react.
Listen, Mark, I'm not...
Musical bits.
Listen, it doesn't take a lot to get me to laugh. But you know what? You tried, and, you know, I'm developing as a person, and my sense of humor is developing.
You know what? I was sure that was going to get you, and I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you. You're so grown up. My mind's eye, I can see you doing your taxes. We're at Bobby Popko says to asks Ramona if she's ever kissed anyone, and then says he thinks she should kiss someone she doesn't like just to get her first kiss out of the way. And guys, I think he's talking about himself.
No.
Mostly because he points to himself and says, "Like me."
Those were the hints, yes.
Oh, that's what that meant?
Yeah, it was very subtle. I know. A lot of people missed it.
It was very subtle. I didn't catch it on my first watch through.
I only realized when I started looking at forums online afterward. Yeah.
Yeah, Popko makes the incredibly persuasive argument, you should get it out of the way and kiss me. And Ramona says...
That's essentially what it is.
Yeah.
That is what it is.
That's his argument. And Ramona says, sure.
Just that's the guy you want to be your first kiss. A 100% fuckboy.
Oh, yeah.
Undeniably.
To me, it's like, yeah, he sucks. But also, like, Ramona, you gave in so quickly.
I know. It was so fast. It was just like, all right, well, they're kissing now. I love how even Popko was surprised that it worked.
Yeah.
Like, even Popko, when she was like, yeah, sure, I'll do it. He was like, wait, that worked?
Yeah. One of those rare moments where you empathize with Popko.
Yeah.
And they kiss.
Yeah.
And Popko's like, wow, you kiss good.
And then they kiss again.
One more kiss, and I think you'll be, like, up there in, like, the top tier of kiss. And she's like, okay. And then they kiss again.
And now she's an S-tier kisser.
Yeah. And who should walk in but Max?
Dun, 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 dun.
He sees the kiss. It's so every single beat. I feel like I should be saying more, but I just kind of want to get through it. I don't know what it is about this episode.
It's one of those episodes where, like, there's not much to talk about.
Yeah.
I feel once we get to DJ's subplot, we'll have a little more.
Oh, DJ's subplot.
That's fair. I feel like the DJ subplot has a lot more.
Yeah.
But, yeah, Max walks in and is like, oh, you're kissing Robert Popko?
And Max asks, are you, like, into him? And that's what he sounds like. He's like, are you into him?
Yeah, I was gonna say, I love the Max voice.
Yeah, it's
He's Sylvester Stallone.
Yeah.
He's Sylvester Stallone.
Mona, are you in the Popko?
In the Popko,
Popko.
Oh my god. This is me, I'm Max. This is my dog, Cosmo.
It's me, I'm Max. I'm a 7-year-old. I have a dog, Cosmo.
One kid can make a difference.
I like to clean things, like my grandpa, Danny Tanner.
Oh, probably one day find out I'm gay.
Adrian.
Yeah, that was another thing that was another inside joke we came up with on our first watch through of Fuller House, and I think it's starting to come up again. where we're just convinced the entire time Max just doesn't know that he's gay yet.
It's because he's 7 years old.
It might have been this episode when we realized.
I think it was this episode because of things that happen later, which we'll get to. We don't mean it in any sort of derogatory way. It's
No,
just,
of course not.
Like Max, I think he's going to be very happy when he comes out. And by the way, there can be different kinds of masculinity.
Yeah.
I'm not saying just because, as he does in this episode, he offers Ramona fashion advice and maybe has a crush on Blake Shelton. I'm not saying that he's gay because of those. I'm just saying that he could be. And I want Max to be happy. And I want Max to be proud of who he is.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get that out of the way because I did not want to drift into homophobia.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That is an important thing to not do.
Yeah. It's an important thing to not do. Fuller House did not get the memo.
Nope.
It wasn't as bad as I thought it would be. We're getting ahead of ourselves because the beginning of this episode is not interesting.
Actually, that is the beginning. Just the scene ends after that. So then we cut to them in the kitchen. DJ, Stephanie, and Tommy.
Yeah, and DJ comes out, and this is just like I did a Max impression. This is my DJ impression. DJ's like, "Oh, I'm so exhausted.
Yeah.
I'm so exhausted. I work all day at the vet clinic.
I throw my back out, and then nobody appreciates me.
I want to go to bed, but I gotta get to bed by 9:30 because I'm DJ." That's a real joke that they make. Yeah.
She literally says that.
Oh, yeah. It is a real thing that she says where she's like, I gotta go to bed by 9:30 because if I don't go to bed by 9:30, I'll die.
Well, you see, she actually does the 3 like douchebag things to create to optimize your life. She wakes up at 5 a.m. She takes cold showers. She does the plant-based diet or the carnivore diet. Take your pick. And maybe on top of that, no FAP, but that's sort of a touchy subject.
DJ does spend her time just like gnawing at raw meat.
Yes.
Oh my god. Just the mental picture of that.
I'm just imagining her in the corner with like a cartoon steak in her mouth. Like,
oh yeah. Just like gnawing on like a bone for like every last piece of meat.
DJ has 2 character traits. She is mom, and she is a carnivore, I guess we've established.
She's a mom, and she's an animal.
Yeah. Oh, DJ is an animal. The more I go over this episode, the more I discover that nothing any of the characters do has any logic to it. Because Steph says, DJ, I know you're dead tired, but I think the best thing for you to do would be to go out tonight.
Exactly.
And DJ goes, okay.
So Steph wants to take DJ out to meet a guy. That's the goal.
Well, actually, I think she says it's not the goal, but then it becomes the goal later on.
Yeah.
It becomes the goal, yeah. DJ doesn't really want to do it, but I thought Steph was pretty on board with, we got to get you a man.
Oh, yeah. Yeah,
she's trying to tell that to DJ that she needs a man. But then they decide that the best thing to do is to go crash a very Irish wedding.
Remember the Indian party?
Yeah.
It's part 2 of that.
It's that, but Ireland.
Yeah.
Why can't these characters go to any party or event or anything and not make fun of some ethnicity?
I know! It's so weird!
But it's so much more fun to make fun of random ethnicity. I can't even say that. I can't say that with a straight face.
Yeah, I think it's best if we don't get into examples.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's very Irish. They're all like eating corned beef sandwiches.
Faith and Bigora.
Which is an Irish American thing, corned beef sandwiches, but they're like actually Irish. They're like from Ireland.
Yeah, they're like from Ireland. Everyone there has an Irish accent. And eventually they're at the party and DJ and Stephanie spot this really cute guy from across the party.
Total hunk.
And they're just like, oh, DJ, you gotta talk to him.
DJ's gotta talk to the hunk, the Irish hunk.
She wants to be the next Mrs. Michael Flatley.
Yeah, Lord of the Dance. Mrs.
Lord of the Dance.
Colin Firth as Bullseye in Daredevil.
Oh my god.
This is Chief O'Hara. I'm gonna try to keep naming stereotypically Irish characters.
Oh, so now
Is that
we're
a
naming
road
examples.
we want to go down?
Look, no. There's a difference between naming examples of stereotypes, because I thought we were very close to being like, what's next? They're gonna go to this event and encounter these things, which I think we should err away from. It's different to say these characters exist and are very stereotypically Irish.
I know. I just wanted to see how you would react, and that was very good.
I'm glad you were entertained. Not Colin Farrell as Bullseye.
I don't know. I just kind of take whatever Mark says as being true, because I know he knows more about this kind of thing than I do.
And I'm very bad at placing like actors' faces with names, with roles and whatever. So like I just hear Colin Firth as Bullseye and I think, yeah, sounds right.
And we should point out that they crash the wedding and give fake names. DJ tells this hunky dude that her name is Sinead O'Connor.
With her sister Carol.
Yeah, Carol O'Connor, Archie Bunker on All in the Family.
Oh, God.
Oh, my God.
It's like, DJ, you could have just not done that. Meanwhile, Ramona goes to Kimmy saying, I have big news. I don't know if I should be telling you. And Kimmy says, you can tell me anything. We're like sisters. Like twin sisters, in fact. Which I didn't notice it in the first watch through, but there is like I noticed that Kimmy is way too involved in Ramona's life, but there is definitely an undercurrent in this series that Kimmy wants to be a teenager.
Yeah.
And thinks she's a teenager.
Oh yeah, like there was a whole thing where Kimmy was like, "Oh, Ramona, you can tell me anything. We're like sisters. We're like twin sisters."
Yeah.
So I'd imagine it's more of like if twin sisters were more of like a Russian nesting doll kind of situation.
Yeah, when she gave birth, Kimmy opened up and Ramona just popped out.
Yeah.
There's definitely a... Guys, do you think there's a larger Kimmy Gibbler out there somewhere? Just a giant... Like an Andre the Giant size Kimmy Gibbler?
Oh my god.
Or is Kimmy the largest one? If this image is too upsetting, Kimmy could be the largest one and we just get progressively smaller.
No, I want there to be a larger Kimmy Gibbler. I just think it would be funny.
Yeah. And she has a really deep voice too. It's, you know, hola, Tanneritos.
Pretty much, yeah.
Meanwhile, Kimmy, who is Ramona's twin sister, of course, Ramona shares with her the deets about her kiss with Popko.
Yeah, Kimmy is a kid just like you. If Kimmy dabs at some point...
Oh my god, please.
They're gonna start dabbing. It's inevitable.
Yeah.
Please, I would love that.
It's more inevitable than the sun exploding. Anyway.
I would love it if Kimmy dabbed.
I don't remember if she does, but we'll have to look out for it.
Yeah, we'll have to look out for it.
I'm sure she does. She has to at some point.
It's so in character. But Popko calls and asks Ramona out.
Whoa.
And now that they've kissed, now that they've done some smooches...
Okay, well, actually, to be fair, Popko does text J Money.
Oh, he texts
saying
J
that
Money.
he's going to the movies, and he asks if Ramona wants to come.
Right.
So technically, they did establish it's not really a date, which was clever, I suppose, on their part, because it definitely seemed like he was asking her out. But she gets all excited because now that she kissed him and her hormones are running, she likes Popko for some reason.
Yeah.
Which only hormones can do that to Popko. He's got like 2 years left, and then he's gonna have no dating left.
They're star-crossed lovers. Ramona is maybe the only character on the show who could be on a better show. She's a good character. And Popko is just the worst.
Yes.
Tale as old as time.
Beauty and the Popko.
Ooh, I want Popko to kidnap Ramona and lock her in a tower, and then they fall in love. And they like and she admits that she's in love with him, and then he becomes like a normal person.
Hold on, I like this. I have one more thing to add.
Tale is
Mark,
old
I have one more thing to add.
time.
I love this analogy, but I want to add one thing.
True as it can be.
J Money as Gaston.
Yes.
And I guess Max can be LeFou.
Yes. Max is it's definitely I need a Beauty and the Beast episode.
I just want to see J Money try to do like Gaston, but when Gaston does like all the cool things, he just fails at them miserably.
So what's better? Do we want J Money just being J Money in the Gaston role? Or do we want him like with Gaston's voice and everything just doing J Money?
Yes.
Now that you mentioned that, I'm just imagining like it's J Money with the Gaston voice.
Yeah. Yes, exactly. I'm off to FaceTime Lola's brother so I can catch her in the background.
Yeah, that's it.
A perfect, very normal plan.
We found the one. Is that our spinoff for this episode? Is the Fuller House spinoff of Beauty and the Beast?
The Fuller House Beauty and the Beast special. J Money don't try. J Money is.
Oh my god. J Money in the house.
J Money got some honey.
Oh my god.
I can do this all day.
Oh god.
Jesus Christ.
J Money got some honey.
I love it, but I also hate it.
J Money needs to start eating 3 dozen eggs every day to get large. And then die of like high cholesterol.
I was a lad, I ate 4 dozen eggs every morning to help me get large.
And now that I'm grown, I eat 5 dozen eggs, so I'm roughly the size of a barge. That's a copyrighted song, but that's musical bits.
Musical bits.
Add in the bumper.
You guys know this, but for the audience, I really love Beauty and the Beast.
It's a great movie.
I love that.
It's a very good movie.
Though the actual Gaston line, what is it? Disgraced, publicly humiliated, is an apt description of J Money.
Yeah.
Anyway, where were we?
Oh, so Popko asks her out.
Yeah, Popko asks her out. Ramona's in her room trying to get ready for the date. And Max walks in. He's watering all the plants.
With his recycled bathwater.
Yeah, as part of his I'm going to save the planet initiative, he's using his soapy bathwater to water the plants. Yeah. And Ramona says, like, isn't that your old bathwater? Or, like, you know, your dirty bathwater? And Max says, it's not dirty. It has soap in it, idiot. He does call her stupid. He doesn't say idiot, but he does say that.
Yeah. I did think that was a very good line, though.
Yeah. You idiot.
It feels like something that you would hear from, like, Troy in Community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Troy, you can't take that in here.
Yes,
yeah,
I can. It's all terrain, dummy.
I think we should call people dummy more.
Yeah.
I agree.
It's an underrated word.
I don't want to push hostility, but just a good dummy every once in a while is.
Oh,
is,
yeah.
I think,
no, I'm with you on
placed.
this one.
So Ramona asks him his opinion on should I go with this dress or this dress?
And I think he says that she should go with the dress that matches her favorite icy color. So she goes with
she
a
spills
red.
it.
Oh, that's the logic.
Yeah, he says you should dress to match your snacks in case you spill them on yourself.
Like, but what about like popcorn? Does she need to wear a yellow dress and then change it with a red dress if the icy spills?
So what I'm hearing is stripes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Well, I was thinking more so just like one vertical thing, like down the middle, like half yellow, half red, and just like make sure to keep the corresponding snack on either side.
There's probably a dress like that she could get.
I'm no fashion expert, but I'm sure people design clothing to be spilled on.
Yes.
Wait, guys, and if they don't, we should do that.
Shark
Business
Tank.
opportunity.
Sharks, we all know. Look,
Give me your Shark Tank pitch right now, Mark.
Look, how many times has this happened to you? You're at the movie theater, you're snacking on your popcorn, you're sipping your icy, and then, oh no, look at me, clumsy me. You spill on yourself.
That happens to me all the time.
And then you got a big splotch everywhere because I know if you're like me, you only ever wear white clothing. But what if I told you that I have a product where you can spill on it, and except for the smell, no one would notice?
Ooh.
Oh.
Tell me more.
I call it a red shirt. So if you're eating red, and you spill on yourself, nobody can see.
Mark, here's my take on this. Listen, I think the red shirt, it's great. It's wonderful. However, what if I want to sit there and eat some like mac and cheese or something and I spill it?
Do I have news for you?
Oh, are you pulling me back in? Because I'm being pulled back in.
Yeah, not only does the shirt come in red, it comes in a plethora of other colors too, including yellow.
For my mac and cheese problem.
Yes, for your mac and cheese problem.
I'm back in.
No, Mark. Don't go back to Zach. Listen. This guy's a chump, all right? I've been in the business before. I've made green shirts. I've made black shirts.
God, I didn't even think of green.
I cannot believe what I'm Harrison, my business partner of 23 years, selling me out, throwing me under the bus.
If you go with me on this episode of Shark Tank, I will make your business a success.
Listen, Mark, do you want to go with him or do you want to go with me, Mr. Wonderful, and sell your colored shirts to people across the nation?
I think I'm going to choose Adam Levine.
Damn it! Damn it!
Levine! God
He
damn it!
always gets it!
Oh, wait. I have another pitch for you guys.
Okay, I'm interested.
Yes.
Is this our spinoff? It's Shark Tank meets The Voice.
Oh my god.
Yes!
Is this like gonna run parallel to our other spin-off that we pitched earlier where it's every single reality show ever?
Yes. It's you have to sing, but also pitch
You
a
have to
product.
pitch your product in song.
Yes.
It's like it's throwing some like High School Musical in there.
And you have to choose right because, like, there was that one guy who chose Mark Cuban to be his vocal coach. He got a little confused.
Wait, guys. Tyler pitched a name. Sound Tank. Perfect.
Sound Tank.
We have it.
We gotta make this, you guys.
We gotta make it.
Where were we?
Were we talking about Fuller House?
Wait. I can do it.
Yeah.
Speaking of The Voice, they have a conversation where Max asks Ramona, I thought you didn't even like Popco. And she says, well, I'm starting to like Popco. I didn't at first. And Max says, that's how I was with Blake Shelton. Which is what I meant when I said that Max might have a crush on Blake Shelton.
There we go.
Yeah.
I know it can be interpreted as now he likes his music or his persona or whatever, but this is a romantic context. And Harrison is doing the full circle gesture.
Yes.
We all know it.
Yeah.
Everything comes full circle. I'm just saying this scene has Max saying that he might be into Blake Shelton and also asking when Ramona shows him the shoes she's considering, he just goes like, ugh, no. Don't you have anything in a chunky heel? This is what I mean that maybe one day Max is going to realize that he's gay.
Possibly. Yes.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
Masculinity, whatever. Who cares? I'm here for it. I just want him to be proud and figure out who he is. Anyway, Max helps Ramona pick out clothes. Then Bobby P shows up with a horde of friends, and Fernando gives him a stern talking to.
He proceeds to speak at Robert Popco threateningly in Spanish.
That is the subtitle, yes.
Yeah, it's the subtitle.
Speaks threateningly in Spanish.
Here's the question, guys. Popco is very much afraid of Fernando in this scene. Very much confused, but also a little bit afraid. So the question is, does Popco understand Fernando and is thus afraid, or does he just have no idea what Fernando is saying?
I think he's just afraid of the large Spanish man standing in front of him yelling.
If you started yelling at me in another language, I'd get pretty concerned.
Yeah. Also, can we just take a moment to say, like, and I feel like this is just a common trend with Fernando. Like, why does he just start picking fights with children?
Fernando, all of his enemies are children. That is true.
Yeah.
I don't think it happens. Wouldn't it be great? I'm seeing an episode where, like, Fernando has a rival. Where, like, some guy shows up and he's, like, Fernando's rival on the racing circuit. Like, I need Fernando to have an enemy.
Like he's better Fernando or something?
Yeah, like he's better Fernando, or just, like, he's the guy I have a feud with.
Yes.
And they trade, insults. I need that scene.
Oh, yes.
But instead, he only fights with children.
Which I feel like fits Fernando very well.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, anyways, back at the wedding, things are going great.
Things are going great. DJ asks if she should do an Irish accent. Stephanie says, let me hear it, instead of just saying, no, that's a horrible idea. I think the first thing DJ says is, they're always after me, Lucky Charms.
I cringe for Ireland.
Yeah, that entire wedding subplot made me very uncomfortable.
I didn't remember what happened. So they arrive at the wedding and immediately Harrison goes, oh no, it's the Irish stereotype episode.
And I had completely forgotten that was a thing.
Yeah, me too. But he said it and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah,
right.
same.
Oh,
Literally, I was
no.
like, oh, he's right.
I remember they were like river dancing and like eating corned beef and like trying to trade Irish accents. It was so sad.
Yeah, it's very weird that they don't just have like bowls of Lucky Charms.
Oh God.
Well, they have a bowl of Cinnamon Toast Crunch instead, as it is the superior cereal.
It is.
Yeah.
I'd argue. You guys know my stance on Lucky Charms.
That it's terrible? That it shouldn't be sold to anyone?
No, it's a bunch of brown bits, and then to entice kids, they have marshmallows, and they're not good marshmallows.
Yeah, like the cereal is just Cheerios. But then the marshmallows aren't good.
And if you want to sell this, just sell the marshmallows. Just sell candy.
I think they have.
You can make
I think they
candy.
have done it where it's only marshmallows.
Oh God,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah. But I'm like, get rid of the cereal part completely. Be a candy company. Who cares? You can make candy, Kellogg's. Nobody's telling you what to do. Well, I'm telling you what to do, but I'm telling you what not to do. But also get rid of the cereal entirely. Don't make it anymore.
Yes.
Tricks are for kids and Lucky Charms are for no one.
So they're at the Irish wedding.
And all of a sudden, a river dance is starting up.
Well, no, that happens a little later. First, DJ gets what she thinks.
We went a little out of order.
Yeah.
With,
Did we? We might have.
Wait,
I
did
don't
we?
know.
wedding.
I don't know.
We kind
man.
of jumped ahead.
Did we jump ahead? I don't even remember what we were talking about.
The scene that we're at chronologically in the episode is actually when they get to the wedding.
Right. Oh yeah, they get to the wedding and
Yes.
right. Okay.
And she meets the hunky guy and tells him her name is Sinead O'Connor. She rips up a photo of the Pope.
What?
Yes, this actually happens in the
It's a Sinead
episode.
O'Connor joke.
Oh.
Not really a joke, just a reference.
Got
I
it.
guess. Yeah. She meets a hunky guy because Stephanie pushes her to meet a hunky guy.
And they hit it off. They really enjoy each other's company. They're having fun. Singing again the second worst rendition of Danny Boy I've ever heard in my life.
I forgot.
Right.
What is it with this show and Danny Boy? Stop
They love
butchering
Danny
it.
Boy.
Well, it's actually very smart because Danny Tanner was a character on the original Full House.
Oh.
So it's a reference. Intertextuality.
Danny Tanner was on Full House.
Yeah. Danny Tanny.
Danny Tanny.
Walking down the street, Danny Tanny. Yeah, that's just a running joke that we've had for a while, is that like any 4-syllable name works with Pretty Woman.
Yeah. Two things. One, musical bits.
Yes.
And
Add in the bumper.
And two, yeah, I don't know why, but my brain is flawed, and anytime I hear something 4 syllables long, I put it to the tune of Pretty Woman.
Our personal favorite that we found so far is Richard Nixon.
Yes.
Yeah, that it started when I was studying for a test, and in my mind I went, Richard Nixon, walking down the street.
Richard Nixon.
When did you do that, in high school or college? I forget.
I think it was high school.
No, that was college. I was studying for a college test.
Oh, okay, never
On
mind.
espionage, I remember now. Yeah, you were telling me
Yeah,
about
on espionage. Because I don't know if you know this, but Richard Nixon was not a good guy.
No, it was not.
No, he was not.
There's an episode of Doctor Who where they meet Richard Nixon and they kind of treat him like a normal president, more or less.
No.
And like when I first saw it, I was like, I didn't know much about Richard Nixon, but like thinking about it now, it's just like, it's so weird. They must have a different relationship with Nixon.
But yeah, so we're at the wedding still, and it's time for river dancing at this Irish wedding.
Because of course.
Because of course it is.
It's if they Bollywood dance at the Indian themed party, they're gonna river dance at the Irish wedding.
And DJ finds out that she has a shared dream with Sean, who's the hunky Irish guy that she's talking to. They both have a shared dream of being Mrs. Michael Flatley, Lord of the Dance.
Which is a nice backwards way of revealing that shortly before we find out Sean is gay.
He reveals it to Stephanie.
No, we already know. He had revealed it to Stephanie. Stephanie said, like, oh, DJ...
No, I know. Had we said that in the podcast, though?
I don't think so.
Okay,
no, I don't think so. Yeah, we'll get to it after we talk about the wedding, but there's also a scene I want to talk about before all this with Max and Ramona. Yeah, but we can talk about the wedding. Because, yeah, Stephanie makes some comment to Sean, DJ's hunky guy, about, like, it's so hard finding a good guy. And he says, don't I know it? And says to Steph that he's gay. But before Stephanie can tell DJ, they start dancing.
They start dancing. They know it perfectly because everyone has to know how to river dance. They know every style
Everybody
of dance.
knows every dance perfectly in this show.
Even Stephanie, who does not have the shared dream of being Mrs. Lord of the Dance, also knows how to river dance.
And just as the music cuts out, Stephanie is able to tell DJ, Sean is gay!
In front of everyone. And everyone hears it.
Stephanie outs Sean to his grandparents.
Who are like, they do the thing. So, yeah, I guess they're fine with it.
Yeah, I did write it in my notes as they fucking river dance.
Is that still a common thing to do at Irish weddings? Or is that seen as kind of old-fashioned?
I don't know. None of us are Irish.
I've never been to an Irish wedding.
Yeah.
I've only been to Jewish ones.
I've been to... I remember being at one non-Jewish wedding, and the biggest thing I noticed was they were actually drinking during the cocktail hour.
Oh, really? That's the biggest thing?
Yeah. I remember thinking the entire time, other than the ceremony, but I remember thinking the entire time, like, why is there no food at this cocktail hour? Cocktail hours are about eating food, eating many things that people are coming around with.
Yeah.
And they had like a couple things, but mostly it was people actually drinking. It was baffling.
Interesting.
I mean, it's called a cocktail hour. Anyway, Stephanie and DJ have this scene where they both say, I wish I was more like you, DJ says. I wish I was more like you, Steph. Free-spirited, not a care in the world, just a real mess. No responsibilities or money or maturity, just a mess. And Steph says, I wish I was more like you. Happy. She does say, I wish I was more like you. You wake up happy. And so it's this little window into
she's like, I go to bed at 9:30. Yeah.
Yeah. And then the bride throws the bouquet, and right as Stephanie's saying, oh, you can't catch the bouquet because we're not supposed to be here,
she just like
DJ
jumps up and just
bouquet.
grabs it from midair.
Yeah. Because of course she does. Boom. As we've said, if DJ goes to an event, the event becomes about DJ.
Yeah. Also, they were also like front and center during the river dance, and I was like, is someone going to ask them if they know the bride at that point? But it happens after she catches the bouquet.
Yeah, she catches the bouquet, quickly passes it off to someone else, but it's too late. The bride says, do I know you? And they try to say, well, you're cousins. Of course you know us. But it doesn't work, and then they run away. And that's the wedding.
That's the wedding.
They did bring a gift.
Very thoughtful.
Which was very nice of them.
Yeah.
But they still shouldn't have crashed it. It was a soup ladle, I guess.
Good.
Just nice.
Oh, yeah.
It's one of those things you never think about it until you need it, and then you need it.
Right.
But I do just want to say, sort of in the middle of the wedding, there's a scene where Max is tickling Cosmo and Tommy. And then who should appear in the window?
Is it Ramona?
Is it Ramona?
Is it Peter Pan?
Yeah, there's a joke where Max says it's Peter Pan. I was going to make a thing of, but who should appear in the window but a little boy looking for his shadow? But not that person. Instead, it's Ramona.
I mean, technically, at that point, they've got all the makings necessary to have a Peter Pan style adventure. I mean, Ramona can be Wendy, Max can be John. They have the dog, And then Tommy can be Michael.
Are we slowly remaking the entire Disney canon, but with Fuller House characters? J Money is Captain Hook.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, 100%.
Actually, no. J Money is Peter.
I want J Money to be Captain Hook only because I want him to be afraid of a crocodile and then eaten by a crocodile.
That's fair. Fernando is Peter.
That felt... Because Fernando never grew up.
Yep.
Perfect. Okay. Oh, wait. Did we forget to mention that, like, Ramona goes to the movies, but she finds out it's not a date?
We did.
Oh, yeah.
We did.
Popko shows up with another girl who, by the way, looks so much younger than the rest of them.
She looks like an 11-year-old.
Yeah.
It's really uncomfortable.
This entire episode is just very uncomfortable, which is probably why we're avoiding talking about the episode so much.
Yeah, this was a whole thing when Popko showed up with a bunch of his friends. He's talking to Ramona, who we should also say is like giggling, laughing at all his jokes. She's being very into him and very vapid. J Money questions it because he knows the real Ramona, and this is not the real Ramona.
He understands her.
She does not need to debase herself for Robert Popko.
Mm.
And Popko says, like, there are 2 Kevin Hart movies, or what do you want to see? The Kevin Hart movie that just came out or the Kevin Hart movie that came out a week ago? What do you think, babe? And Ramona responds, but Popko says, I wasn't talking to you. I was talking to her.
I also just like the shots at Kevin Hart for no reason.
There are a lot of shots at Kevin Hart this episode. Or 2.
It's so mean.
It's like, wow, Fuller House is gonna start beef.
Coming for Kevin Hart.
I don't think you guys fully understood what I said right there. Fuller House is trying to start beef with a celebrity.
Beef like what DJ choose?
Yes, like that kind of beef.
Tyler does point out Kevin Hart starred in a TGIF sitcom called The Big House.
So it's the War of the Houses.
Yes.
The Kevin Hart house and the Fuller house.
2 houses, both alike in dignity. In San Francisco, where we lay our scene.
Wait, it's the Big House and the Fuller House. Ooh.
So his house isn't full, yeah.
But it's very big.
Yeah. But yeah, Popko is on a date with someone else. He's not into Ramona, and Ramona is crushed, but she's hiding it. But so later, she appears in the window like Peter Pan.
Yes.
And Max lets her in, and she explains that she's snuck back because she didn't want to be there, but also that she doesn't want her parents to find out because she doesn't want to disappoint them. She's saying they were so excited for me to go out on my first date. I don't want to bail and disappoint my parents. Which was very weird to me.
Yeah.
It would have read a little more true if she was like, I don't want to be embarrassed again.
Yeah,
or like,
exactly.
Yeah. Like, I don't want to admit to my parents that I got, rejected.
Yeah.
Like, again, this is a very uncomfortable episode just in general.
Yeah.
I think it's weird that they're centering the conflict and the emotional crux of it around the parents in this scene. It feels like that thing like we talk about where the show is not really a family show. It's about DJ most of the time.
Yeah.
That they're like, it's almost like they didn't know what to do if they couldn't make it about like Kimmy Gibbler. Which it's not really about that. It starts about Ramona and the ending is also about Ramona. But it's just this really weird thing in this one scene where instead of being like, I just can't be there. I don't want to be embarrassed by Popko. This is the most embarrassing thing that's ever happened to me. She says, I don't want to disappoint my parents who were already a little wary of me going on this date. So I climbed up the side of the house to the second floor.
And then also, like, it gets to the point where J Money comes home from the movie and Ramona, like, meets him at the bottom of the stairs to be like, all right, play along. And, like, literally everyone is like, hey, Ramona, how did your date go? Hey, Ramona, how did your date? Like, literally everyone else enters the room and asks about it. And it's just like, wow, you're not even going to get, like, give her some space.
Yeah, every single person wants to know how Ramona's date went. And she goes like, it's fine. I don't want to talk about it. And everybody's like, but how did it go?
She's like, it was super romantic and it was very wonderful and I'll never forget it. And she runs away.
She runs away. And then Max just tells everybody everything.
Yeah. God damn it, Max. What are you doing?
Is this where we started to hate Max a little bit?
I thought we hated Max at the beginning.
I think we hated Max at the beginning, but I think kind of dick move, Max, to just tell everything. But then Kimmy takes DJ and Stephanie to go console Ramona.
I do want to say, though, Fernando offers to go up there as well because he knows women.
Mm-hmm. Fernando knows women.
And he has the self-awareness to realize that he should not go up there upon further thought.
Yeah, he has the self-awareness to shoot himself down immediately.
Yeah, you know who's not in the conversation, but I think would be really good in this situation, going and consoling Ramona?
Mr. Woodchuck?
Jimmy Gibbler.
Yeah.
Yeah, for drinking that Respect Women juice.
He should give Popko some of that.
Yeah.
And he's her uncle. That's right, he could have been in this one.
Yeah. I think Mr. Woodchuck also would probably do a very good job. Ramona, you don't want to get upset about Popko. What is he, made of wood? I don't know, like he's an unfeeling piece of wood. Get it? It was a mixed metaphor. It wasn't my best work. Like I workshop most of these jokes. You take them to smaller clubs, smaller venues.
But yeah, they go upstairs and Max is like, "Oh man, I sure am lucky that I'm a dude." And then him, J Money, and Fernando all high five together in an act of solidarity as bros.
True bros.
And I will admit, we kind of make fun of the she-wolf thing because it's stupid that they keep trying to make it a thing. But this was one of the few moments where I kind of like it because they go up and they all talk with her, all the women, the mother figures.
They make her an honorary member.
Yeah, they make her a she-wolf pup, which is very cute.
It is very cute.
And they're like, "Oh yeah, no, our first kisses were super boring as well." And then there's a literal flashback.
Oh my god.
Well, no. Here's the thing. Here's my thing with this. Well, first, I do want to say Kimmy, and it's very sweet. She tells Ramona, you just have to make sure you're kissing someone who's worthy because you're precious.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a very sweet moment between the two of them. But then Ramona leaves, so she's not a part of it anymore. She's the main character in this story arc, and she's not a part of it anymore. And then DJ, Stephanie, and Kimmy all talk about their first kisses, which means they're recounting episodes of Full House. And I start to go, oh, are they going to flashback? Are they going to flashback? And they're done. They talk about it all, and then they're done talking about it. And then they also flashback. It's like, do one or the other. Do neither, really, ideally.
Yeah.
But do one or the other, not both. But they just very unnaturally recount the entire thing, and then also flashback, because I guess we forgot.
We needed to see all that. We needed to see the 80s hair on DJ.
DJ did have really great 80s hair.
She did. Back in Full House.
Remember Full House?
I remember Full House.
Anyways, yeah, and then Ramona's like, "Oh, your first kisses weren't super memorable too?" And they were like, "Nah."
And that's kind of the episode. I think the only thing we missed is there's a conversation between Kimmy and Fernando where we find out Fernando has a purse.
Yes.
Because of course he does.
It's a man purse. Again, masculinity comes in many different shapes and forms.
Exactly.
Yes.
But anyway, that's the episode. So
let's transition into something not as uncomfortable as this episode. Our favorite segment and yours. Sad Boy of the Week time, baby.
Sad
Hell
Boy
yeah.
of the Week.
Sad boy.
I honestly I don't really know who I want to nominate this episode.
It's not the saddest episode.
No.
I feel like Ramona, maybe.
Ramona,
Yeah.
possibly, yeah.
I was gonna suggest Ramona. Because I mean it's legitimately sad for her. But also she does have the sad moments of like goofing up.
Yeah. I can recount what I think is the case for her, but do we have any other nominees?
I think I have one. I was thinking about it, and I think I have a pretty strong case for DJ.
For DJ.
How she crashes a wedding in order to meet guys. She finds a guy. She lies about her name. She says her name is Sinead O'Connor. She river dances, makes a scene at this party that she's not supposed to be at, gets kicked out. Yeah, I mean, really, there's a very low bar for this episode.
Yeah, I think you're right. I I won't even recount DJ because I think that's pretty much everything with DJ. I think also her doing the Irish accent.
The Irish accent.
The Irish
That's
accent.
right. That was sad.
All right. Zach had to step out for a second, so Harrison will be taking on the role of Zach for the remainder of the episode.
I'm not Zach, really, but I think I can do a pretty decent Zach.
It's like he's in the room with me.
And I think that's the important thing here. So,
which he isn't even normally because COVID.
You know, I'm a guy with sweet transitions, so I think I can do a good Zach.
So, Zach, Harrison, you think I should recap Ramona's Sad Boy of the Week case?
That would be wonderful. Do you agree, Zach? I agree. Let's do it.
This is a great episode, you guys. So here's the thing with Ramona. She immediately agrees to kiss a guy she does not like twice. She immediately becomes super into him, even though she does not like him. In the literal sad boyedness, she's betrayed by him. Betrayal in a Shakespearean sense. Here's where I think she becomes more of our like classic sad boy, which is this is her real classic sad boy moment, which is that she scales the side of the house, and we've seen that house. It's a pretty tall house.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
Right?
I'm so used to characters in this show just climbing houses that I underestimated the difficulty of this.
But usually it's like down, like Fernando climbs down the house, I think. But yeah, she scales the side of this pretty tall house and climbs in the window because she doesn't want her parents to know that Popko bailed on her, cheated on her.
Mm-hmm. Popko is a mystery, and so is Ramona.
Popko, yeah.
They're perfect for each other.
In a way, yeah. I guess so.
Mm-hmm. What do you say to that, Zach? I think Ramona deserves a good man who is not Bobby Popko. Thank you, Zach.
Classic Zach. And she and I think finally she's now a she-wolf pup, which is kind of neat and kind of nice in its way, but I think carries a little bit of sad boyedness in it. Mm-hmm. She does the full "ow" with the ears and everything.
Yeah.
So I think those are the cases. Who do you vote for?
The DJ, I don't think DJ was even really that sad. I think she was having a great time. And it's not her fault she didn't know he was gay, because, I mean, like, she's not magic or whatever.
That's what I was thinking. Again, Sad Boy of the Week often has so much to do with status.
Yeah, DJ is just blissfully ignorant.
Yeah. You can be low status and not realize it, and that's often a great sad boy. But DJ does plenty of embarrassing things, but she's never quite low status enough.
We have to, divide them up, right? Like, there's the high status and happy characters. They're out of the running. And then there's the low status, very sad characters. They're the instant champions.
Yeah. and there's low status, but not upset.
Yeah.
Which I also love. Also classic sad boy material.
Oh, yeah.
So I think my vote is for Ramona, honestly.
Actually, Tyler did just bring up a good point. That Popko was pretty sad during that Fernando bit.
That's true. And Popko all but begging for a kiss from Ramona.
Yes. Though part of me wonders are we just saying this because we know Popko is sad, or because he was sad in this moment? I mean, he was pretty surprised when Ramona said yes.
Yeah. Here's my thing. I think scaling the side of the house and taking fashion advice from Max, which I forgot to mention, Ramona takes fashion advice from Max.
Oh yeah, she takes fashion advice from a 7-year-old.
I think I gotta go with Ramona.
Yeah, me too. Yeah. Zach, what do you say? I think DJ is an underrated choice here. So I'm gonna go DJ. Okay, Zach. You do that. High five, Zach.
Wow. It must be so cool to hang out in person during COVID. I hope you're socially distancing, except for that high five. Which, by the way, I must point out, and this was entirely unexpected. I was so certain J-Money was going to clinch it. Ramona, I think, is now tied for first place with Steve.
What?
I think Steve has 3 wins, and I think Ramona has 3 wins now.
Wow, she had a lot early on that I forgot about. Oh my god. Holy shit.
This is what happens doing it in episode-to-episode basis, because I would not describe her as one of the saddest characters on the show, even at this point. J-Money, completely. Fernando, completely.
Oh, definitely.
But she has won more episodes than they have.
Oh my god.
J-Money was very sad in this episode, but this wasn't a J-Money episode.
No. His sadness was like a little treat at the beginning.
Yeah.
A little appetizer.
An amuse-bouche of sadness, if you will.
The sadness in this episode was not very high quantity. It was like a fancy dish at a restaurant of sadness. Like a nicely sliced chicken liver.
And on that note, I think we'll wrap up. If you enjoyed this episode, despite its bumps in the road, or if you just want more, or please, even if you didn't, follow us at Fullest House Pod on Twitter and Instagram. We're also, I think, Fullest House Pod on Facebook. Juan Pablo Di Pace, please come on our podcast. We are down to talk about Fernando.
We need you right now.
At all times. We are down a host right now. We need some Juan Pablo Di Pace. I'm Mark Greene.
I'm Harrison Bloom. And I'm Zach Horowitz.
And until next time, may your houses be fuller, and may your kisses be precious.
I locked myself out. I locked myself out!